BFTB. Best fight the best. Let me start this out right. Dillian Whyte is guilty. Alright? Let's start it out real right. Dillian Whyte popped dirty. Alright? Your A sample had Dianabol. Make up any excuse you want. Oh, well, you know, let's not jump to conclusions until all the facts come out. Let's not do that. Yeah, like the videos and shit y'all made about Marcellus Wilder? Like that? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about not jumping to conclusions like you all did against Marcellus Wilder. Is that what you're talking about? Dillian Whyte is guilty as fuck. This is Dillian Whyte's second time. His second time popping dirty. He popped dirty on the 17th of July. Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte knew he popped dirty on the 17th of July. They fought Oscar Rivas on the 20th of July, 3 days later when they knew they were dirty. They also knew the rules of UCAD. They knew that by the rules of UCAD, unless someone leaked this shit out, which is what happened, that nobody would have never known. VADA would have never known. The WBC would have never known. The public would have never known, because UCAD's rules are if the A sample is tested positive, that the B sample must be tested positive, and the arbitration for that could take up to a year and some change, if not 2 years. You know, it can take a very long time of determining whether or not the B sample was dirty. Like it did with Tyson Fury and his Nandrolone. You know, and then they ended up just saying, oh, well, you've been out of boxing for 2 years by your own doing. So we're just going to backdate that 2 years suspension and say, well, since you decided to chill for 2 years, well, that's your punishment. There you go. We're going to backdate your punishment for the 2 years that you decided to take off. No, it makes sense to me why Dillian Ho-ass Whyte, Pup, Eddie Hearn, Joshua, motherfucking Crackhead Whyte. You know, it makes sense to me now why Dillian Whyte can just say, well, yeah, WBC, you told me to fight Luis Ortiz. You ordered it, but I'm not fighting that dude. I'm going to fight who I want. And you're going to make that guy the final eliminator. It makes sense now. Well, look at their rules. You know, why wouldn't Dillian Whyte think that? Why wouldn't Dillian Whyte think that he can fight whoever he wants? You know, he can fight whoever he wants, and that's good enough for Dillian Whyte to be the mandatory. It's good enough. 600 days as the mandatory. Kind of crazy for you to be the mandatory for 600 days when Deontay Wilder just fought his mandatory in May. There is no 600 days between May and July. I don't know what fucking calendar you punk niggas work off of. I don't know what calendar you fuckboy UK weirdos. I don't know your calendars. Not sure. I'm not sure how you do math. I'm not sure. But Deontay Wilder fought his mandatory in May. We are in July. At best, that's 60 days, not 600. At best, you motherfuckers added a zero. At best. That's at best. To add insult to injury, Dillian Whyte was just made, this nigga head, Crackhead, was just made the mandatory on July 20th. Crackhead, Crack Boy, was just made the mandatory on July 20th. Today is the 5th, 6th, the 26th. So that's 6 days. So today's the 26th. You were made the mandatory on the 20th. So that's 6 days. So at worst, you punk pussy motherfuckers added 2 zeros. So you either added 2 zeros or you added 1 zero. But Dillian Whyte has not been the mandatory for 600 nothing. He's been on crack for 600 days. He's been on meth. He's been a meth head for 600 days. A base head for 600 days. A crackhead for 600 days. A dickhead for 600 days. He's been all of those kind of heads for 600 days. He has not been the mandatory for 600 days. He's been guilty for 600 days. Guilty of being a basehead, a crackhead, a dickhead. He's been guilty of being a meth head. All of those heads is what he's been guilty of. Dillian Whyte is guilty. Your A sample came back positive. UCAD told Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn that you are guilty. You're guilty. All right? You are guilty. Now, what are you going to do about it? UCAD did their job. All right? Their process is fucked up, but they still did their job. UCAD said, look, you tested positive on July 17th. Here is your positive test for D-ball, steroids. Here's your positive test. Dillian Whyte, Oscar Rivas got into a boxing match where they played Russian roulette with each other. They had a 12-round magazine with 1 bullet in it. And they fired shots at each other for 12 rounds. The rules of the game is you only have 1 bullet when you're playing Russian roulette. Dillian Whyte loaded his gloves and added 2 extra bullets. Dillian Whyte was on D-ball, steroids, something that has always been illegal. It was never legal. Never. It's always been illegal. It was steroids. Dillian Whyte added 5 more bullets. So in a 12-round magazine, where Oscar Rivas showed up with 1 bullet, Dillian Whyte showed up with 8 and still couldn't land a shot. This whole ass nigga showed up with 8 bullets in a 12-round magazine in a 12-round fight and still couldn't land a shot. Oscar Rivas showed up with 1 bullet. He followed the rules with 1 bullet, and in a near miss, damn near killed Dillian Whyte with 1 punch. Not floored his ass. Dillian Whyte, who was juiced to the gills. Crackhead Whyte. You cheated. You're a fucking cheater. You are guilty of cheating. Miss me with that, you are guilty, you are innocent until proven guilty. Got this hoe ass nigga Ralphie commenting on my shit. Oh, these people don't know. They don't make sense. But yet these were the same fuckboy pussy ass cowards that were claiming Marcellus Wilder was on peds. Same ones. Well, BFTB, what is your take on Marcellus Wilder being on peds? Huh? Now, and do you think that Deontay is on peds as well? He sure was losing weight. He sure did lose weight in his fights. He was losing weight. Pathetic. Pathetic. Marcellus Wilder was never charged, never convicted, nothing. He never failed the test. He was never dirty. Never. But you made the man guilty immediately. Why? Because his last name is Wilder. That's why. And you fear Wilder. You're threatened by Wilder. So you need to get this man gone at all costs. That's why. And anything associated with him. But Dillian Ho-ass Whyte, you're not afraid, you're not scared of Whyte. How ironic. You're not scared of Whyte. You're not scared of that. So because you're not scared of Whyte, that is okay. Oh, innocent until proven guilty. Come on, BFTB. You can't claim someone is guilty. They're innocent. You gotta prove them guilty. Well, in what country is that? Because where I live at in America, there is no such thing as an innocent black man until proven guilty. No such thing. No such thing. What black man is innocent until proven guilty? Which one? Which one? Was Bill Cosby innocent until proven guilty? Was Bill Cosby that? But there is plenty of motherfuckers that did the exact same thing or worse that happened to be white. And Ben Roethlisberger raping bitches. But you're innocent until proven guilty. Innocent. Got that white boy raping bitches at the fucking Stanford. Raping bitches. Oh, but you know, he's innocent and we're not gonna make him guilty because, you know, it could ruin his life. He's got such a promising life ahead of him. And people just forget all about that shit. But when it comes to Marcellus Wilder, when it comes to that, when it comes to Deontay Wilder, when it comes to strong, powerful black men, guilty immediately. Dillian Ho-ass Whyte, this nigga sitting next to Barry Hearn, who is blatantly calling this dude a fucking slave. Laughing at the side of his fucking mouth. You see no threat there. So since you see no threat there, oh well. Come on, BFDB. He's innocent until proven guilty. Fuck out of here. This pussy nigga is guilty. This Sambo shucking and jiving coon ass nigga is guilty. You knew you were guilty. You knew it. You pissed fucking drugs. Your test came back guilty. Guilty. This ain't no lie detector test, you know, where you could be fucking nervous and whatever goes through and you just, no, you pissed this out, which means you ate it in, which means you injected it in. You put it in your system somehow. So because you put it in your system, that's how we got it out of your system, whether it's piss or blood. Whatever it is, that's how we got it from your system because you put it in there. This ain't no fucking, well, you're innocent until proven guilty. No, the first test, you're guilty. I don't need to test the B sample. You're guilty. Dillian Whyte is guilty. Just like he was guilty before. Lying, saying he didn't know. No, you did know. You were guilty. You were guilty then in 2011, 2012. You're guilty now. Miss me with all that. Well, you're guilty until proven innocent. Okay, somebody explain to me, how do you prove what you pissed out of your system? You pissed it out of your system. I took it out of your system with a syringe. I took a needle in your arm, in your vein, and I pulled blood out of your system. So the only way that I could take it out of your system is if you put it in there. That's the only way I can take it from your system. So now explain to me what I need to wait for. What I need to wait for. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of my face. That motherfucker is guilty. Dillian Whyte, you're a fucking fraud. You're a crackhead, a dickhead, a meth head. Fuck out of here. You deserve to be banned. You knew what you was going to come to. You knew what it was going to come to if you did this shit again in 2011, 2012. They told you the rules. They told you what was going to happen. They told you. 4 to 8 years. That's what you were looking at if you did it again. And you did it again. What is there to talk about? Get this nigga the fuck out of here. 4 to 8 years. That's what you should be facing. 4 to 8 years. They told you. You knew. This ain't nothing new. This ain't no surprise to nobody. You knew what was going to happen. 4 to 8 years. That's what you're facing. If you did this shit again, and you did it again, what are we talking about? Ban this nigga. 4 to 8 years. Fuck you and your life. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how you make a living. I don't care. Not my problem. Not my concern. One person say, oh, well, come on, we can't ban Dillian Whyte because he's a boxer. So, go be a chef now. Go make a fucking grill or something like George Foreman did. Do something. Get this nigga the fuck out of here. Don't care. BFTB. Shout out to the LDBC. Dillian Whyte is fucking guilty. And I'm gone.